can tell you what I know.
Please do.
You know about the Hurim Rebellion, right?
Of course. The rebellion started when Emperor Ionius IX tried to consolidate power. The Hurim family tried to split off from the Empire and join the Alliance. Working with House Ordelia, they raised an insurrection. The Empire suppressed it. And then a puppet leader was installed in the Hurim territory. House Ire was tasked with handling the actual governance of the region. Seeing this, the nobles feared that the Empire would assume total control. That's when the 6 great noble families chose to wrest power from Ionius IX.
To be honest, I am still not entirely convinced that Lord Ire was the one who ordered the experiments on Edelgard. Because as we literally just learned, the entire rebellion happened because they were afraid that the Emperor was going to consolidate power and assume total power over the Empire. So why the fuck would these same nobles try to make a more powerful emperor or a more powerful heir to the Emperor? That makes no sense. That's like saying, we don't want this guy to be powerful, but we want his daughter to be extra powerful. Like, what? No. That makes no sense. But yeah, basically, as Lysithea explained, what happened was Ionius was trying to consolidate power. Rim decided to leave, and as we learned from Lysithea's dialogue, from her support dialogue with Byleth, her house merely responded to a call for aid. And just for lending their aid, Ionius sent those who sliver in the dark over there and had very important officials in her family killed, and her family and her and all of the kids in her house were tortured. So all of this happened under Ionius's orders, and frankly, fuck Ionius. I don't care about this guy. I think he's a horrible, horrible person. I have zero sympathy for him. And yeah. I do think Edelgard makes a good villain, but I like her as a villain. I don't see her as a hero. I cannot see her as a hero in any way, shape, or form. Let's just get that out of the way.
That's right. The Insurrection of the Seven. I've always wondered why it was called Seven when there were only 6 noble families.
It was the 6 great noble families, plus Hurim.
How vexing. Either way, events unfolded shortly thereafter. Are you aware of how Duke Ire was ruling the Hurim territory? He imposed harsh taxes upon the people, much harsher than on his own, making their lives very challenging. People fled their homes in droves to the neighboring Ordelia territory, but they were sent back from where they came. The Empire was occupying Ordelia territory as well, as it turned out. Issues were further complicated when Duke Ire fell from power. Ire was dismissed from his position, only to be replaced by Lord Arundel.
And of course, since we know that Arundel is basically, well, I don't think it's ever explicitly confirmed, but like everything in the game basically says Arundel is Thales, the leader of those who sliver in the dark. To those who sliver in the dark, it does not matter how much the people suffer. So of course Arundel made the situation worse, and Arundel is Thales. I don't think it's ever like 100% fully confirmed in game. Like, you don't ever see him like transform like you did with Kronia and Monica, or who was it? Solon and Tomas. But yeah, Arundel was murdered and was taken over by his role was taken over by Thales. And Thales, of course, being one of those who sliver in the dark, doesn't care about the humans who live above the surface. So of course he would handle the territory in completely horrible ways.
Edelgard's uncle, who used to be the regent of the Empire.
And as for what you said about you don't know if it was Ionius' doing, since Edelgard says he was clenching his fists with such a force that it bled, and from her support it seems he was suffering a lot. I take everything Edelgard says with a grain of salt, because she lied to Byleth for an entire school year. She still lies to her closest subordinates and her closest friends, even after they have already turned their backs on the church for her. it's for me it's a classic the boy who cried wolf situation. Like, she cannot expect me to you cannot expect me to have this character lie to me for months and then lie to other characters as well, even after like horrendous stuff happens, like the destruction of Arian Road, and then ask me to take what she says at face value, when I already know that some of the information she has gotten from her father and from like the imperial lore of like that was handed down from emperor to emperor is already confirmed to be false by people who actually lived during that time, who actually went through those events. And I'm like, I'll take everything Edelgard says with a grain of salt. Anyway.
Correct. And he imposed even heavier taxes on the people, squeezing them painfully dry. The people were conscripted for duty. Any who opposed were killed on the spot. Lord Arundel did this in the name of Duke Ire.
What?
That is smart, though, just blaming somebody else for it, just being like, yeah, I'm imposing these taxes, but Duke Ire told me to do it. Like, good job, Arundel, aka Thalis.
Your father was by no means a great ruler, but it was Lord Arundel who stoked the fury of the people and directed that fury at your father. Duke Ire is not perfect, but he's not the villain in this.
Lysithea, thank you for telling me all of this. I am embarrassed to say I had no idea. I see now that it was not his fault, but he did go along the wrong path and place a burden on his people. He can no longer atone for what he did, so I will have to.
I must say also, I find it hard to have any sympathy for Duke Ire, but I will give him credit for this. I will give him credit for trying to keep his son out of this mess by just basically keeping him out of anything that has to do with the Rim territory. So, yeah. Horrible person even by Ferdinand's own admission, but he had some sense of... some shred of common sense and affection for his family, obviously, because otherwise he would have just let Ferdinand deal with this entire mess.
I need to go think about what I will do after the war, how I will make up for my father's mistakes.
Nothing helps deep thought like sweets.
Hmm?
Sweets. They help you think. Perhaps you should find some for us.
I see. If I find some, I will be sure to let you know.
Yeah, we're in the middle of a war, Lysithea, but I mean, come on, Ferdinand, you managed to bake cookies for Dorothea. You can surely find some sweets for Lysithea. Okay. Let's see what we have here. So we have the Lance of Sultan. Again, Sultan, we find a lot of weapons from him. We find the Sword of Sultan in support between Felix and Dimitri. You can find the Axe of Sultan in, I think it's the Dare True chapter. And the Arcane Shield is linked to the Crest of Keyhole. So this was originally... Sorry. This was originally Keyholes, aka Sedefs. And of course, Ferdinand has the Crest of Keyhole, so you could give him this, although if you are putting Ferdinand on a Wyvern, which I would strongly recommend, then he's better off having an Aurora Shield for not taking damage from arrows, honestly. Let me just get rid of that. Don't need a silver bow. Everything else is sorted out. Okay. Ah. I forgot to put Catherine as an adjutant. Oh well. So what we're going to do now is, because I will only be streaming for another 20 minutes or so, and that is nowhere near enough to do the exploration, we are just going to try to get some more levels in for some of our people. And let me actually see who we have here. I think we also still need some items for our legendary weapons, don't we? We have the Mercurius, we have Gradivus. We still need to forge the Eau-Claire, and we still need to forge Pathia. Not because I will ever need them in battle, but just because I like to have them. How much ore do we have in the storehouse? We have 5 mithril, so we need 15. We do have monsters in the plains. Let's start here. Let's give her a experience gem. Oh, no. And let's save so we can reload, just in case we're not getting the right monsters. I'm trying to look for flying monsters so I can get some mithril for those weapons. We'll see if we can make this work. Perfect! Right on the first try. Love it. In that case, I think we can actually just use her instead of using an adjutant, honestly. Marketplace, blacksmith repair.
Thanks a bunch.
Oh, for no, we need to break the barriers. So we're going to need a few more people. Right, if we want to break barriers, we need more people. Okay. Mercedes. No, actually, let's not take Mercedes. Let's take these two and Annette. What's your gambit? Assault troop. Useless. Inventory. Battalions. Oh, we already have the Nouvelle Flyer Corps there. Okay, that's gonna be useless. Alright, in that case we're gonna do this differently. Where's Dimitri? There he is. I'm gonna give you a slightly different battalion for a change. Let's give you the King of Lion Corps. The only reason why I'm putting so many people on this battlefield
Leave it to me.
is that I need a bunch of gambits.
I'm here. It's our chance to prevail.
Ready when you are.
And more importantly, we need gambits with a wide range so we can break all those barriers at once.
I'm your girl. This is our chance.
only one mithril, really? Really?
I'd be honored. I'll cut through.
Not quite.
Wait for me!
Victory will be ours.
Let's go. Seriously, is your range that long?
Leave my sight.
Jesus Christ, if we're only getting one mithril per attack, that's just gonna, or per barrier, that's just gonna suck. Can I move you two out of range? No, I cannot. Okay. Let's stay where we are. Where are you going?
Too slow.
All right. One more time.
We must destroy you now.
Yeah, as if Dimitri needs more level ups. And again, only one mithril. What the actual hell? Why? I didn't pay attention if we also only got one mithril at the first one. Let's see. Storehouse. Yeah, we only got one mithril for each of these. That sucks. Okay. Battle at Conan Tower. That's gonna be Byleth and somebody who is not very good. So, we already worked on levels for Dimitri and Ingrid. So let's reclass Byleth into Enlightened one. And yeah, let's take Ash. She gets the Chalice of Beginnings, so she can counter from any range. And another Iron Lance. And he gets the Experience Gem. So he can catch up on some levels.
Welcome. Is that thanks a bunch? Is that thanks a bunch? Come back.
Let's go.
What's my strategy?
Byleth at level 54. Oh my god. Well, at least Ash should be catching up a few levels. But he is getting shit level ups, like 2 stats, and it's not even stats that he needs very much, so I don't like that. My man definitely needs a strength level up. But of course we get everything except strength. Would be too easy otherwise. There we go. And I think now we probably have an instruction, if I remember correctly, and possibly a tea party. Let's see, yeah. Tea party. Who? Do I need to instruct manually? Do I have anybody who actually needs it? Can I instruct Catherine? No, I cannot. Would have been too easy. Alright.
Who is it?
Annette, does she actually need anything? Not really. Yeah, why not? It's not like we have much else to do. Alright, group tasks, this is good. And goals for pretty much everyone should be completely done. Except for Catherine and Mercedes. And Mercedes I'm only doing because, well,
Hey, Professor.
I think it would be neat for her to get to an A in reason. All the things I'm doing wrong, it's so exhausting. I wish he'd back off and let me live my life. What do you think I should do?
Oh, wow. I get it now.
Just gonna be confrontational today. So yeah, I think we're gonna do this tea party and then we're done for today. No, I don't want you to change your goals. Whose tea party is this? Manuela. Okay. Mint. Let's go.
Well, well. Inviting me to your room. That's intriguing, Professor. Very intriguing.
Back off, Manuela.
What a lovely smell. I like this tea very
We're
much.
just here to have tea.
Thank you. Smells lovely.
Alright, let's see.
Huh?
Dreamy nights.
Huh?
Close calls.
Yeah.
And plans for the future, I guess.
Oh. Am I that terrible of a woman? So I'm a little unkempt. What of it?
We already talked about this. Manuela, your problem is the alcohol.
Thanks for the treat. Come by the infirmary anytime you need anything. I'll be waiting, Professor.
Okay, now get out of my room, please. This is honestly getting creepy.
Something wrong, partner? Oh, nothing. I was just wondering how long we'll be able to work together like this. So sentimental. We can't know the future until it arrives. We put on quite a show, huh? The two top fighters of the Knights of Seros working together. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but save it for the battlefield. Technique never betrays.
Alright, let's see. Ah, she's got her B+, so that's good.
Guess I'll impressed ya.
Alright, so let's have a look. We have 3 more weeks. We're going to have dinner here, I guess. Unless we have a monster battle. No. So we're going to have dinner here. We're going to motivate Catherine so we can finally instruct her in Lance and get her into her masterclass. So then we'll be done with all the masterclasses. And yeah, this is basically going to be the last exploration for the game. That's all going to be next week on Saturday. And then we'll just rush through these battles, do some auxiliary battles to level up a few of our people some more. The remaining people that we have, like Gilbert and Dedu, Felix, Annette, etc. And then we get to the final battle. And this is actually going to be 2 battles in a row. So it's going to be the battle for Enbar, and then the battle in the palace, and then then we're gonna have all the ending cutscenes with all the pairings, etc., which are already done. So we've got everything set up. We are actually in a very good place. We've got a shit ton of money. And yeah, we are getting very close to the end of the game. So we are probably going to finish this next week, Saturday, 7 p.m. Berlin, Vienna time, as usual. For today, we are done. So thank you guys for joining me. I'm sorry for the tech trouble we had in the beginning. And yeah, I hope you all have a lovely reminder of your Sunday, a very good week, and I hope to see you again for the grand finale next Saturday. Have a good one, guys. Bye bye.